Christine Kate Hamantok, a student from UMS 11B, and I am going to read to you an excerpt from the book David Copperfield, written by Charles Dickens, where he wrote, and I quote, "The most important thing in life is to stop saying I wish and start saying I will. Consider nothing impossible, then treat possibilities as probabilities." And that's it. Now it's your turn to do the challenge. Don't forget to put hashtag RBLMHS Reading Out Loud Challenge and hashtag RBLMHS National Reading Month. Thank you so much and keep safe. Bye!
Hi everyone, I'm Julian Gail Sarasser from 11 USA, and I'm going to read to you the passage from the book of David Copperfield, written by Charles Dickens, which is, "Suffering has been stronger than all other teaching, and has taught me to understand what your heart used to be. I have been bent and broken, but into a better shape." So it's your turn, guys. Use the hashtag RBLMHS National Reading Month and hashtag Read Out Loud Challenge. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!
Hi guys, my name is Daniela Marie Wills and I'm from grade 11 UMSA. Today I'll be reading an excerpt from the book entitled Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Ugly Truth by Jeff Kinney. I guess I'm just not in a big rush to grow up right now. And after Gammy showed me what's in store over the next few years, I think I'm going to take her advice and hang on as long as I can. Now that I've done my part in taking up this challenge, it's your turn. Let's embrace the month of reading and inspire others to read as well. Don't forget to use the hashtag RBLMHS Reading Out Loud Challenge and hashtag RBLMHS National Reading Month.
Hello everyone, this is Jalan Castro Candes of UMS 12B, and today I am going to read an excerpt from my favorite book, The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Bosky. It's great that you can listen and be a shoulder to someone. But what about when someone doesn't need a shoulder? What if they need the arms or something like that? You can't just sit there and put everybody's lives ahead of yours and think that counts as love. You just can't. You have to do things. If somebody likes me, I want them to like the real me, not what they think I am. And I don't want them to carry it around inside. I want them to show me so I can feel it too. I want them to be able to do whatever they want around me. And if they do something wrong, I'll tell them. So that's it! Now your turn! And don't forget to use the hashtag RBLMHS Read Out Loud Challenge and hashtag RBLMHS National Reading Month.
Good day, I am Kian Martí Valenzuela from the class of grade 11 ABME, and today I am going to share an excerpt from one of my favorite novel books entitled All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. This poem or lines was cited by Tudor Finch, The Violet, and page 365 saying, "You make me happy. Whenever you're around, I'm safe inside your smile. You make me handsome. Whenever I feel my nose just seems a bit too round. You make me special, and God knows, I've longed to be that kind of guy to have around. You make me love you, and that could be the greatest thing my heart was ever free to do." I am crying, loud and hiccuping, as if I've been holding my breath for a very long time, and finally I can breathe. You make me lovely, and it's so lovely to be lovely to the one I love. I read and reread the words. You make me happy. You make me special. You make me lovely. And that's the line. Now it's your turn to do the Read Out Loud Challenge. Thank you so much for your time in watching this video. Hashtag RBLMHS Read Out Loud Challenge. Hashtag RBLMHS National Reading Month. Again, thank you so much.
Hello everyone, my name is Miel Angela J. Paderna from grade 7 Mingo. So today I'm gonna read a story and the title of the story is The Spotted Cow. So now, let me get started! There was once rather a vain cow. She was plain white with two nice curly horns. She thought she looked rather nice, but she did wish she could have some nice black spots over her back. There were no spotted cows in the field at all, and the white cow thought it would be grand to be the only spotted cow. Now, one day, when she was munching long juicy grass that grew in the hedge, she came across a small pixie, mixing black paint in a pot. "What are you doing?" asked the cow. "I'm mixing my black paint," said the little fellow. "I'm the pixie that paints spots on the ladybirds, you know." "Oh," said the cow. "Well, will you paint some on me?" "Yes, if you give me a nice drink of milk," said the pixie. In a long line stood about 20 ladybirds with bright red backs and no spots. The pixie neatly painted 7 black spots on each red back, and the ladybirds flew off in delight. "I don't mind doing that," said the cow. "You can find a tin mug and milk some of my creamy milk into yourself." "I just finished this ladybirds first," said a pixie. And he turned back to his work, and a long line stood about 20 ladybirds with bright red backs and no spots. The pixie neatly painted 7 black spots on each red back, and the ladybirds flew off happily. I hope you all learned a
Hello everyone, my name is Ayla K.S. Abangin from grade 7 special science class, and I am your storyteller for this day. Today I am going to read a story entitled Noah Walked with God. We all know that the story of Noah was written in the book of Genesis, and the writer of the Genesis was Moses. So, we will find out how Noah walked with God despite of the challenges that he encountered in his life. So, are you ready to listen? Noah builds an ark. Noah had a wife and 3 sons. His sons' names were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And each of his sons had a wife. So there were 8 persons in Noah's family. God now had Noah to do a strange thing. He told him to build a big ark. This ark was large like a ship, but it looked more like a big, long box. "Make it 3 floors high," God said, "and put rooms in it." The rooms were for Noah and his family, the animals and the food all of them would need. God also told Noah to fix up the ark so that no water could leak in. God said, "I am going to send a great flood of water and destroy the whole world. Everyone not in the ark will die." Noah and his sons obeyed God and started building. But the other people just laughed. They kept on being bad. Nobody believed Noah when he told them what God was going to do. It took a long time to build the ark because it was so big. Finally, after many years, it was finished. Now God told Noah to bring the animals into the ark. God said to bring in 2 of some kinds of animals, both a male and a female. But of other kinds of animals, God told Noah to bring in 7.
God also told Noah to bring in all the different kinds of birds. Noah did just what God said. Afterward, Noah and his family also went into the ark. Then God shut the door. Inside, Noah and his family waited. Just imagine you are there in the ark with them, waiting. Would there really be a flood as God said? The Great Flood. Outside the ark, the people went about their life the same as before. They still did not believe that the flood would come. They must have laughed more than ever, but they soon stopped laughing. All of a sudden, water began to fall. It poured down from the sky as when you pour water from a bucket. Noah had been right, but it was too late now for anybody else to get into the ark. The door had been closed tight by God. Soon all the low ground was covered. The water became like big rivers. It pushed over trees and rolled around the big stones and made a lot of noise. The people were afraid. They climbed up to the higher ground. Oh, how they wished they had listened to Noah and gotten into the ark when the door was still open for them. But now it was too late. The water kept getting higher and higher. For 40 days and 40 nights, the water poured out of the sky. It rose up the sides of the mountains, and soon even the tallest mountains were covered. So just as God had said, all the people and animals outside the ark died, but everyone inside was safe. Noah and his sons had done a good job building the ark. The water lifted it up, and it floated right on the top of the water. Then one day, after the rain stopped falling, the sun began to shine. What a sight it was! There was just one big ocean everywhere, and the only thing that could be seen was the ark floating on the top. The giants were gone now. No more would they be around to hurt people. All of them had died, along with their mothers and the rest of the bad people. But what happened to their fathers? The fathers of the giants were not really human people like us. They were angels that had come down to live as men on earth. So, when the flood came, they did not die with the rest of the people. They stopped using the human bodies they had made and went back to the heaven as angels. But they were no longer allowed to be part of the family of God's angels. So they became the angels of Satan. In the Bible, they are called demons. God now made a wind blow, and the waters of the flood began to go down. 5 months later, the ark came to rest on the top of a mountain. Many more days passed, and those inside the ark could look out and see the tops of the mountains. The waters kept on going down and down. Then Noah let a black bird called Raven out of the ark. It would fly away for a while and then it would come back, because it could not find a good place to land. It kept doing this, and each time it returned, it would rest on the ark. Noah wanted to see if the waters had run off the earth. So next, he sent a dove out of the ark. But the dove came back too, because it did not find a place to stay. Noah sent it out a second time, and it brought back an olive leaf in its beak. So Noah knew that the waters had gone down. Noah sent out the dove a third time, and finally it found a dry place to live. God now spoke to Noah. He said,
"Go out of the ark. Take your whole family and the animals with you.
They had been inside the ark for more than a whole year. So we can just imagine how happy they all were to be outside again and to be alive. Thank you.
Good morning, kids! I am Lady, and today I'm going to tell you a story about a girl named Heidi. So, this is it. And what do you think about the story? So, let's find out. Heidi. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Heidi. She lived happily with her aunt. One day, her aunt started a new job and Heidi had to go live with her grandfather in the mountains. So, let me ask you, who was the girl in the story? Yes, it's Heidi. Next, Heidi was very happy to see her grandfather again. He lived alone and had only one bed. It was not a trouble for Heidi. She made another bed out of hay and covered it with her blanket. What was the feeling of Heidi when she saw her grandfather again? Yes, exactly. Heidi was very happy to see her grandfather again. The next morning, Heidi left the house to climb the mountain to the goats of her grandfather. There, she met Peter, a young shepherd. They became friends and they shared foods together. Several months passed before her aunt visited them. She wanted to take Heidi back to the city to accompany Clara, a girl with leg disability. Heidi did not want to leave her grandfather, but in the end, her aunt convinced her. Arriving to the city, Clara's teacher met Heidi. The teacher was so surprised that Heidi could not read or write. The teacher was worried and she began to teach Heidi. So what do you think that the teacher worried about Heidi? Correct! The teacher was worried because Heidi could not write or read. One day, Heidi heard that an old woman was giving away kittens. Heidi went looking for the man. Luckily, she found him with a basket full of kittens. Heidi loved animals. She asked him if she could take all of them back to her home. When she got back home, Heidi took all the kittens out of the basket and gave them to Clara. The two girls happily played with all the kittens until the teacher entered the room. The teacher took the basket and all the kittens jumped on the top of her. Heidi was very animal lover and she took all the kittens to the two girls. And when the teacher came back to the room, she opened the basket and then all the kittens jumped on top of her. Next. Many months passed. Heidi learned to read and write. However, she never stopped missing her grandfather. She wanted to return to him. Clara understood her wish. The grandfather was very sad after Heidi had gone to the city. One morning, when he was taking care of his goats, he saw Heidi running towards him. They were happy that they are together again, and they will never leave each other again. So, did you enjoy the story, kids? Thank you for listening. And before I forgot, I want to ask you something. What was the moral lesson of the story? Very good. The moral lesson of the story, Heidi, was never forget your loved ones. Thank you so much. Bye, kids.
Good day, children. It's me, Miss Annika. It's a new day and a new story to share with all of you. Are you all excited? Me too. But before we start, did you know what animals is this? And this? Very good. This one is a goat and this one is a fox. So our story for today is all about the fox and the 7 little goats by Grimm Brothers. So just sit back and relax as I read the story for you. Once upon a time, there lived a mama goat and her 7 little kids into a happy little home. All the 7 little kids used to play in the meadows, into the wild, with the butterflies and birds singing along their days, used to go in complete harmony and bliss. Until one day, a big black wolf noticed the 7 little kids playing in the meadow. Children, how many little kids she has? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many? Very good. 7 little goats. The mother called her 7 little goats and said, "Children, I am going to the market to buy bread and cookies for you. I'll be back by the evening. Just make sure you remain conscious of this big bad wolf," a mother goat warned his kids. "But Mommy, how would we know if it's not you?" kids asked their mother goat. "The wretch wolf can easily be recognized with his hoarse voice and black feet. Don't open the door, or else you little ones will get into danger," Mother Goat said. "Don't worry, Mommy. We will take care of ourselves," little goats replied. Children, how would the little goats identify if it's a big bad wolf? Very good, because of its hoarse voice and his black feet. So the mother said goodbye to her kids, and kids made double locks on the door. After making sure that they are safe in their little home, they went to play when suddenly there was a knock on the door. "Hello, children. Open the door. Your mother is back." Hearing the voice, the youngest ones compered to the door. In no time, the eldest one wanted to catch his little sibling. "No, she is not our mom. She hasn't got such a rough voice." And then looking at the door, the eldest kid shouted back, saying, "Go away, you big bad wolf. Our mother doesn't have such a hoarse voice." Hearing this, the wolf got annoyed and wanted to get a box of chalk, as he had heard that this would make his voice as soft as a baby. So he went and gulped off the whole box of chalk, knocking on the door again, and he said, "Hello, kids. Your mother is back. Look what I've got for you. Cookies and breads." "Oh, that sounds like our mother. Should we open the door now?" the little goat asked. "But look down there. Our mother has not got black feet, but beautiful white feet." Hearing this, the wolf ran to the miller and jumped into the mountain of white dough. He was all white from head to toe and came back to the goat's house. "Kids, your mother is back. Open the door now." "That sounds like our mother, and also the feet are white. Should we open the door now?" the youngest goat asked. Not knowing what danger awaits them all, the kids ran to the door, and when they opened it, they saw a big bad wolf standing there. The big bad wolf gave a loud laugh and brushed off his white powder. "Hello, kids! Are you ready to become my feast tonight?" The kids started to run here and there to save their lives. One went inside the kettle, the other in the oven, one looked for a place under the bed, and the other tried saving itself by hiding in a pot. The youngest one was so tiny that he managed to hide himself inside the clock case. The wolf, having no mercy, started taking them out of their hiding and gulped them one by one. In no time, he ate all the kids except for the youngest one who was hiding in the clock case. When the mother goat returned, she was so shocked to see the door open and waited for the biggest nightmare that might have done. She cried for them. "Children! Children! Where are you?" At that very moment, the youngest one came out of the clock case and hugged his mother, crying and howling, and he told everything. They went out searching when they suddenly found out the wolf slept off in the meadow near the house itself, and his tummy was so filled. The mother goat very quickly went near him and asked his youngest kid to get scissors and thread, and a needle also. She very quietly slit open the wolf's tummy and took out all her kids, where she found out her 6 kids alive, because the wolf just gulped them without chewing. They then filled up the wolf's tummy with stones as big as balls, and then she stitched the tummy with the thread and needle. In the morning, when Wolf got up, he was so thirsty that he tried running to the well, but his belly was so heavy that he could hardly walk. He picked up his belly and managed to reach the well, but that moment he bent down to drink water. He couldn't handle the weight and fell in the well. The kids were looking at all of this from their window and shouted happily, "Mommy! Mommy! The wolf has died! Now we can play freely outside without any fear." And they lived happily ever after. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Regis Tinbaldon and I will read you a story entitled The Lion King. One special morning, the animals of Africa came to Pride Rock to celebrate the birth of Simba, the newborn prince. Everyone rejoices except Scar, the king's brother.
I was first in line until the little hairball was born.
When Simba was old enough, his father Mufasa took him to the top of the Pride Rock to show him the lands he would someday rule as king.
Look, Simba, everything the light touches is our kingdom.
What about that shadowy place?
That's beyond our borders. You must never go there, Simba.
Later, Scar told Simba that the shadowy place was really an elephant graveyard. He told Simba that only the bravest lions went there.
Well, I'm brave.
And remember, it's our little secret.
Simba and his best friend Nala told Zazu that they were going to the watering hole. They were really planning to go to the elephant graveyard. Along the way, the cubs teased Zazu.
Get lively! I beg your pardon, madam, but get off!
The elephant graveyard was full of old bones and geysers. The two cubs had a lot of fun exploring the graveyard for a while.
We are all in very real danger.
Zazu?
Yes, sire?
Take Nala home. I've got to teach my son a lesson.
Mufasa was very disappointed when Simba disobeyed him. The cub explained that he is trying to be brave like his father. Simba asked Mufasa if they would always be together, and Mufasa told him to look at the stars.
The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. Those kings will always be there to guide you. And so will I.
Scar wanted to be the king of the Pride Lands, so he plotted with the hyenas to get rid of Mufasa and Simba. Scar tricked Simba into waiting in a gorge while the hyenas started a wildebeest stampede.
Hold on, Simba!
Mufasa saved Simba just in time, but couldn't save himself from Scar.
What have you done?
Scar told Simba that Mufasa's death was his fault.
What am I gonna do?
Run away, Simba. Run. Run away and never return.
Scar and the hyenas took over the Pride Lands. Pumbaa and Timon had rescued Simba from the desert and brought him to their beautiful home in the jungle. They taught him Hakuna Matata, no worries, no problems, and enjoy their way of life.
Oh well, Hakuna Matata.
Simba grew up in the jungle with his friends Pumbaa and Timon. One day, while Pumbaa and Timon were out hunting bugs, a hungry lioness sprang out of a high grass and attacked Pumbaa.
He's gonna eat me! Simba?
How did you?
It's great to see you!
Simba was surprised to discover that the lioness was Nala, his best friend.
We've really needed you at home.
No one needs me. I'm not the king. Scar is.
That night, Rafiki came to Simba and led him into the grassland. There, Mufasa appeared in the sky and spoke to his son.
Simba, you have forgotten who you are and so forgotten me.
No!
Remember who you are. You are my son and the one true king.
Simba decided that he had to return to the Pride Lands and take back his kingdom. He challenged Scar to see who would be king. The two lions fought as fire raged behind them. Simba won the battle and became king of the Pride Lands. With the return of the rightful king, the Pride Lands were restored. One special morning, the animals came to the Pride Rock to celebrate the birth of a new prince. Simba and Nala watched with pride as Rafiki raised their young cub high above his head, continuing the circle of life.
Nung isilang ka sa mundong ito, laking tuwa ng magulang mo, at ang kamay nila ang iyong ilaw. At ang nanay at tatay mo'y di malaman ang gagawin, pinamasdan pati pagtulong mo. Sa gabi nagpupuyat ang iyong nanay sa pagtimpla ng gatas mo. At sa umaga na may kalong ka ng iyong amang tuwang-tuwa sa'yo. Ngayon nga ay malaki ka na, nais mo'y maging malaya, di man sila payag, walang magagawa. Ikaw nga ay biglang nagbago, naging matigas ang iyong ulo, at ang payo nila'y sinuwan mo. Di mo man lang iisip na ang kanilang